Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining, and apologies for the delay. We are having just a little bit of technical difficulty here, so we're trying to get things fixed and ready to rock and roll. So as people come in, we'll just give it a minute to let everyone in here. Again, apologies for the delay, but we've got a super exciting and fun webinar lined up for you. So just give it another minute until we see most people have joined us. All righty, so let's see. And if you're just joining us, we're having just some technical difficulties. So we are working on that right now, but we are going to get started in just a minute once majority of people have joined us. All righty, so let's go ahead and get started. Thank you for your patience while we are working on some technical difficulties. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to our guests. Welcome to our travel advisors. Thank you so much for joining us on this tantalizing journey into the world of culinary excellence at sea. As a passionate traveler myself, my favorite part of any journey is savoring the local cuisine. And today I'm thrilled to delve into how Hurtigruten sets itself apart with a dining experience that goes way beyond the ordinary. While many cruise lines offer delightful, delicious meals, Hurtigruten stands out for its dedication to authenticity, freshness, and immersion in local flavors. And I'm so excited to be joined by our special guest today, our Food and Beverage Manager on board our beautiful MS Trollfjord, and our Food and Beverage Manager on board, our front of house and beverage director, Shoreside. They'll be sharing all the secrets behind how we create this magical culinary experience on board. But before we get started, I do want to give a special shout out to our amazing travel advisor partners out there. In fact, you might be here because your trusted travel advisor sent you this link. And if you're not currently working with a travel advisor, I strongly encourage you to do so, as they will take all the stress out of planning your next Hurtigruten vacation. So let's dive in. I want to introduce myself real quick. I'm Tiffany. I'm the Regional Sales Manager and National Accounts here at Hurtigruten for North America West, and I am joined today by Lynn Wilson, my counterpart in the East. She will be in the background answering all of your pressing questions, so go ahead and type away any pressing questions that you might have into the Q&A box. And then I'm joined today by Rita, our Food and Beverage Manager on board the MS Trollfjord. Rita, did we get our sound by chance? You are muted, so you'd have to unmute. Let's see if you are getting sound yet. No, we don't have sound yet for Rita, but he is our onboard manager for food and beverage on board our MS Trollfjord. So let's move on to Tani. Tani is our special guest. Thank you so much for joining us. He and Rita are actually in Norway, where it's 8 p.m. right now. So thank you so much for spending your evening with us. And tell us about yourself. How did you end up at Hurtigruten?
Thank you, Tiffany. It's a pleasure to be here, everybody, and thank you for the opportunity. My name is Tani Gura. I'm front of house and beverage director for Hurtigruten. Been in the company 4.5 years, 1.5 year in Svalbard as hotel director, and 3 years here in mainland in the head office as front of house and beverage director. I come from in the past worked in different chains here in Norway, but of course the broad as well hotel chains. And happy to be here, Stephanie.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So our exciting agenda today, we are going to talk about Norway's coastal kitchen. That's the concept of our culinary experience on board. We're going to dive into the dining venues on board our signature voyages today. We're going to talk about some of our culinary demonstrations and food tastings on board. We're going to go behind the scenes, talk about what happens on board in the galley, in the kitchen, and how they make this magic happen. And we're going to touch on some awards and guest feedback. And did I hear Rita? Is Rita there now?
Yeah, could you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, we got it.
Awesome. All right, let's go back to your introduction. So Rita is also in Norway. Thank you so much for joining us. And no, yes, you are still connected. If you can,
Oh, yes, I'm still connected. I'll take over
awesome.
from here. Well, I'm really glad to join you. I've been working at Hurtigruten. I'm kind of a rookie, only been for about a year. It started out when one of in my family is a captain at Hurtigruten, actually. And he was talking so much about the fantastic workplace and the environment in Hurtigruten. So that got me interested in the first place. So when I had a change of jobs in career, Hurtigruten was my first choice. And I'm actually kind of happy that it turned out this way because I come from a small village in the north of Norway called Bø in Vesterålen. I am actually the black sheep of the family because I don't work at sea. I've been working hospitality all my year, but on land. And finally, I'm back at the sea. So now I've got the respect for my family as well. If I'm not wrong, I'm the ninth person in my family who has been employed at the Hurtigruten. So I've just joined the line. I'm happy to be with you. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome, Rita. Thank you so much. Yes, Hurtigruten has been around for over 131 years, and it is, we definitely see legacy generations part of our Hurtigruten family. So awesome. And now let's sit back, relax, try not to get too hungry as we discover why we proudly call ourselves a cruise line for foodies and why every meal with Hurtigruten is a voyage in itself. So, Tani, take it away. Tell us about Norway's coastal kitchen.
Well, definitely, it started almost 14 years ago. The vision that we wanted our guests to not only see Norway, but eat Norway and drink Norway. So we had a vision, and step by step, we started 14 years ago. Our vision was to kind of go to those local farms, involve the environment around, and use whatever the coast and Norway has to give to us and bring that out to the guest with a story, of course. Today we do have nine ships, and altogether there are 42 outlets, 9 main restaurants, 8 fine dinings, 8 bistros, 7 cafes, and 7 bars. Um, we are working, like I said, very uh, very target threatening to kind of bring more and more the products that we do have um, on Norway into our kitchen. In Norway, tradition hold a special place in the heart of the people, reflecting their rich culture, heritage, and values. From festive celebration and everything, customs, the tradition Norway are deeply rooted into the lives of inhabitants. You have even you if you have wondering what makes up Norwegian cuisine, or what's about the flavors, the richness, and the tradition of Norwegian food, you will find everything from the herbs, stews, fresh seafood, fresh meat, vegetables in Norway's coastal kitchen on your journey when you travel with us. Norwegian cuisine is special because it's deeply tied with the tradition and the natural world around it. Um, as I mentioned a bit before, and you saw a bit of a map of Norway, we get the meat from different farms, from different ports. All around, we stop in 34 ports, but 15 of them, the people they deliver fresh meat, fresh herbs, fresh eggs, fresh code, fresh suppliers to us, both in food and in drink. And of course, we had to kind of tell we have to kind of combine not only in ingredients and local flavors, but also local talents. As you see in the slide, there is Astrid and Halvard. Both of them are actually from North. Astrid is a mother of two, 30 years old, which she makes food by combining she doesn't go far away. She's just like going around outside of their house and picking up herbs and using whatever is around it. And actually, she um, uh, host the prize, National Chef Prize winner for, actually for this. And then we do have Halvard, and he moved into the big city in Oslo and lived in Oslo for around 10 years and moved back to his roots in Vesterålen, and he started a family. He started in the family farm. His business is called Fitnessgård, and he has one of the best restaurants in the north. I guess I think three times nominated for a Michelin star. Very dedicated chef. He likes to combine the old traditional with the fresh one, and he's using almost around 90% of all the products that he takes in his own farm, from meat, vegetable, etc. Actually, and he believes of, like I said, combining the old with the new together. Of course, we do have a lot of good stuff to talk to you about. I will give you the word to Rida to explain the picture.
Oh, that is one of our cheese buffets, and we love our cheese. And so we have actually more than 20 cheeses available at the ship at each time, and we change those cheese as we go along the coastline. And every time there comes something new and something interesting. So when it comes to our cheese menu, we don't say that it actually is this and this cheese, because we like to take what is best and what is available at the current time. But here on this picture, you see something. And here we have Brunost, of course, which we are famous for. So Brunost is it gets the color brown because we heat the milk from the cheese. It's goat milk, and it's from cows, and it's heated, and then it's actually caramelized as when you make caramel, sort of. So this brown Norwegian cheese has a flavor of caramel, and if it's almost red, it's a lot of goat in it, and then it's much stronger. But this I can say it's not so strong, and it's with lots of cream, and it's brown, and then it's exceptionally good. You can it on waffles. Brown cheese is just amazing, and you drink milk, not wine, to this cheese. And here is another example of one of the cheeses we have on board, Blå Nidelv, and that was actually got an award from the best cheese in the world. And so that's why we keep a picture of it. We are really proud of that cheese. Thank you.
Well, Havets Bobble, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, Bubbles of the Sea. The idea for creating Bubbles of the Sea, our new underaged sparkling wine, came actually to me sitting on a deck in Norwegian, and in one of our boats, and scrolling by the Norwegian beautiful nature. We work in the sea. We are part of the sea. It is in our DNA. The thoughts of aging a beautiful sparkling wine beneath those waters that we actually sail above filled me with emotion actually right now, and I talk to you about it. Um, After all, we are already. After all, we use already Norwegian coast as a kitchen, the fjords as a fish tanks, the orchards as our fruit bowls, the mountains as our herbs. Why not let the ocean be our wine cellar? It started in 2023. Well, we put down 1,700 in 2022, let them age for 6 months, and then we took them on board. After 3 months, we were empty. Then we had to repeat it again. And just now in June, we picked up the second batch of 4,500 bottles, and we are putting down again in September 5,000 bottles again. And all this, we are moving the product to different places, because as the ships moves around the different destination, we want this product as well to be aged underwater in the different destinations.
Awesome. I love it. We are keeping champagne in the fjords, and I was fortunate enough to try some of that on board last year, and I don't know, there's something magical about it. It was super smooth and tasty. So thank you so much, Tanya and Rita, for that introduction into Norway's coastal kitchen. Now we're ready to dive into the actual restaurants on board. But before we do, I want to clarify that today we are focusing on the culinary experience on board our signature voyages, which we just launched last year. Now, these are quite different from our original voyages, which you may already be familiar with. So the signature voyages, these happen on the beautiful MS Trollfjord, the Svalbard line, and the North Cape line. And what makes the signature voyages special and different is that we stop in 1 port per day, and we're hitting up to 14 ports per cruise, with about 5 to 7 hours in port, which is more time in port versus our original voyages. We offer the best of our award-winning Norway's coastal kitchen, which is all what we're talking about today. So it's going to be more of an elevated, upper premium, upscale experience on board, across the board in all experiences, but especially in the culinary. Also, we have included beverages, alcohol and non-alcoholic items, a very generous selection, which we will talk about. And we have enhanced onboard activities and an in-depth lecture series on our signature voyages. Now, just as a friendly reminder, our original voyages, these were founded over 130 years ago, loved for generations. We stop in 34 diverse ports, from frontier Arctic cities to quiet fishing villages. And we do that in 6 days or 7 days. So we're stopping in about 5 to 7 ports per day and night, anywhere from 15 minutes to 4 hours. We still have Norway's coastal kitchen available on the original voyages, but signature voyages offer a more elevated culinary experience. And with the original voyages, you're going to be traveling like a local with the local. So just to be clear, today is all about the Trollfjord signature voyages, the Svalbard line, and the North Cape line. So we have 3 main dining rooms here. We've got Flora, that is going to be the main restaurant for all of our guests for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Brasserie Iran is our alternative dining venue. This is also included for all guests. Then we have Roast, our Arctic fine dining on board. This is included for suite guests, but it is still available to non-suite guests at an additional charge. Now, I'm going to hand the reins to Rita, our expert from on board the Trollfjord. And so, Rita, if you can tell us all about Flora, the concept, the meaning, tell us about breakfast, lunch, dinner, get us hungry, get us excited.
Oh yeah, Flora, the name comes from the nature where you have plants in this area. So Flora is it's newly renovated. It's our main restaurant. It's really big, and I must say that when I first heard about the concept of from Flora, I was shocked, because they told me that we should change the menu every day. And I come from the hotel and the restaurant industry. I haven't been on the Hurtigruten before. I thought they must be out of their mind. What are they thinking? Changing the menu every day? Because in my world, I was used to that. We change the menu maybe 2 or 3 times a year in a restaurant, and that's it. So actually, we change the menu every day. Tony told us about the Norwegian coastal kitchen. We have a lot of different suppliers. So what we do to keep things the most fresh is that we change the menu for each harbor we hit. So when we are in Finnmark, you will have cod and reindeer, for example, which is in that area. When you comes to Vesterålen, we have a sea char from Siggefjorden, and when we are for the south, we have lamb. So we change the menu every day, and it works. actually, it's kind of a nightmare, you know, changing the NU map, but it works like magic. And not even that, we even serve everything a la carte. So each day you have different options. So when we head into to Tromsø, you can choose between, okay, would you like the cod, or would you like the reindeer, or would you like beef, or would you have the entrecote? So you can change what you like every day. But it is, you are on a cruise, you are on a journey throughout our long coastline, which is 1,300 nautical miles, and you will get the experience and taste each region of Norway. But I have to say, uh, there are a lot of specialities in Norway, and we only serve you the very best, because we have some things in Norway which are a little bit too special, what we don't serve. The national court in Norway is actually cooked lamb and cabbage. Yeah, doesn't sound really good. Well, it tastes even worse. We never do that, but we serve this delicious thing. Here you have a fillet of a beef with a beautiful hollandaise and carrots on a bed of mushrooms. Oh, and that is one of the examples. So in Flora, you really got it all. So you don't need to visit, and you won't get bored of it, because we change it up and we mix it up every day. So you don't need any other restaurants. But we got even some more, and the next restaurant I will talk about is Aran.
Great, thank you, Rita. Can you share with our guest here today about the storytelling aspect that happens in Flora?
Yes, absolutely. So we train our, each court has its origin and its history. So when we serve, you can read all the stories in the menu as examples here, as you can see. And in addition to that, we train our waiters and chefs, so they can be able to tell you even more about what we serve than what you can read here. So here, for example, you have snow crab. It's a snow crab, actually called the queen crab in Norway. It's kind of the Kamchatka crab, only it's a little bit smaller, and we serve that with brioche and lemon. And here is a great menu. You have cured reindeer from Midland. Midland is a distributor that is the best in the north of Norway. It's situated in Tromsø, and we get the reindeer from them. And reindeers actually, it's no fat in reindeer though. You can eat whatever you want. It's less fat than even a chicken, and the taste is just amazing. It's really costly. It's one of the most expensive meats you can buy in Norway, actually. But of course, for our guests, we serve this delicious reindeer, and it tastes like the Northern Light. It's just like nothing else. It's just fantastic. And here's us with fried salmon and mushroom risotto and smoked duck breast. The duck breast is with the fat on it, so it's almost like a bacon crisp on toast. So it's just amazing. It's perfectly cooked, like it's pink in the middle, and it comes from a local distributor in Norway. So when we serve this thing, we like to tell our guests about them as well. And the fine thing about Hurtigruten is what you will in Flora, you will be served by the same, but your own waiter every day, more or less. They change every 4 weeks, but more or less. So you get to know your waiter really, really good, and they will know you too, and what you like to drink and so on. And many of our waiters actually makes friends with our guests. It's just fantastic. Oh, here's Adam.
Awesome. I am getting hungry. It is 11:30 a.m. just before lunchtime here where I am at. So, oh my goodness. All right. On to our alternative dining venue. Brasserie Ron, please tell us about this one, Rita.
Well, the first time I saw Aram, it was we were in Poland and we were building the ship, and Aram was the first restaurant that was finished. When I came to Aram, I just, oh my God, this just looks amazing! It's so cool, and I was a little bit afraid because we have our gourmet restaurant, Rost, but I think Röst could never be cooler than Aran because it just looks so good. And Aran is, the meaning of Aran is it's a meeting place outside around the fireplace. And it is from the Sami people. And to be honest, if we go back in history, Norwegian hasn't been too nice with the Sami people and Sami culture, but that has all changed. Being from the Sami culture, that's the coolest thing you can be in Norway, and they have their own food tradition. So we have one restaurant that is really inspired by the Sami culture. So we serve things that that they have served as well with a gourmet touch. And this restaurant you can visit for lunch or for dinner every day if you like to. And the whole a la carte menu is free for everyone to choose whatever you like. So we have actually had guests who who discovered Aran on their first day, and they just think, oh, this is so amazing. We won't leave this place, and they eat there every day. And if you choose so, you are free to do it, absolutely. And in Aran is the if you get really you know, okay, we would like to eat some normal food, say, we had just a fantastic hamburger. That's really popular as well, I can tell you, because yeah, sometimes you just really want a really good burger. We got you covered. It's just a fantastic burger there. But here are some examples. We got the burger, and we have sea char from Fjord, and we have a delicious pear dessert, and we have a carpaccio and a cheese dish right away. And this is some of the example you can order in Aran every day. And sometimes people forget a little bit about Aran, but if you try to come to Hurtigruten, I urge you have to try Aran. It's just amazing.
Yes, I full-heartedly agree. Had some of my favorite dishes there on board, but I am a little impartial or biased for Roast. This is our flagship restaurant on board. So Rita, I'm so excited about this part. Please tell us about Roast. It is for our sweet guests, but also our non-sweet guests can enjoy. If you just joined for dinner, it'll be 400 NOK. That's Norwegian kroner. That's about $35 US. And then if you want the wine pairing, it's a 5 wine pairing for 695 Norwegian kroner, and that's about $65. But please, Rita, tell us all about this amazing restaurant.
This is our, we're really proud of Rust. It's just our pride and joy. And it's just, it is Fjord table, and it's like a gourmet restaurant. And when I applied for this job at Hurtigruten, they told me we aim from the very highest level on Rust, a gourmet restaurant, like like the best gourmet restaurants in the world. And I haven't visited, and this concept wasn't really ready, and it was almost hard to believe. Could it really be that good? And oh my God, it is. When we discovered Rust and we got it going, it's just amazing. It's a new 5-course meal every day with the head chef. You can choose other things if you like to, but most of our guests goes for today's 5-year special. So here also we change the menu every day, but it's not a set menu. Here the chef always take what's best available of the chef. If it is Kamchatka crab, if it's reindeer, if it's moose, or if it's cod, during the season when we have the skrei, which is the best cod coming in from the Arctic Sea to Lofoten, we serve that in Rust, and with scallops and everything. And here's an example with brown cheese, with creams, with waffles, and cloudberries. And cloudberries is just amazing. They taste like the midnight sun. It's just our most, it's a fantastic berry. So we serve all this gourmet restaurant. So when I'm at work, of course, I'm not even allowed to sip a portion of wine. I can't drink, nothing at all, of course. There's a story behind this, because I really wanted my wife to experience this fantastic restaurant because she has always visited the restaurant in Iwitz, and I was kind of saw that, you know. So I actually took a trip as a guest with Hurtigruten so that I could not only explore Rust for myself with the fantastic wine package, but I can also share the moment with my wife. And she is a tough customer. I can tell you that. She's been around good restaurants, and she was just blown away. So I have visited Rust as a guest as well. And my main to invite my wife at to the ship, my main what I most wanted is to share that experience with it, share Rust, because it is truly so special. And so when it comes to Rust, please keep your expectations high. That restaurant is just fantastic. We love it, and our guest loves it as well.
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to video here. I was fortunate enough to eat at roast twice, 2 out of 6 nights on my last cruise with Hurtigruten, and I was just blown away. I haven't eaten at a Michelin star restaurant before, but I can only imagine that it is as close as it can be. Rita, can you talk through some of these? They're works of art, really. Talk through some of these dishes, because I just want to know what are we looking at here?
Oh, here we are looking at waffles with cloverberries, and we have some scallops that are thinned up in small slices, and we have some fresh baked bread in one bowl with some creamed butter, and yeah, that is some of the things. And one of the things is a whole with the flowers on. It's a homemade cookie, but you know, I cannot tell exactly all these things because we change them every day, and always coming in new things, all the things, but they are just amazing. And this is what we serve. So you're thinking of 5 courses, quite a lot, but it's small, delicate things all the time. And if you, and often you just say, okay, can I have another one of this? It's just so good. Yeah, you're free to have it as well. And when you join MS Trollfjord, you can all the guests can choose from 10 red wines, good ones, 10 white ones. But when you visit Rust, you you double up that amount. So and we have a sommelier in the restaurant, so who really knows the combination of food and wine, who sets the right wine to the food. And you're free, but you're free to choose from anything else. If you have a favorite of your own, you're free to choose whatever you want. But we have a sommelier as well to get the matching just right.
Yeah, and the pairings were, I mean, just perfect. Like you can't even imagine like the pairings to yeah, it was incredible. So highly recommend. It is a not miss when on board. So thank you so much, Rita, for diving into our amazing restaurants on board our signature voyages. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit and go into the beverage component of the culinary experience. So Tani, if you want to take it away, tell us about our special 1893 bar and what's different. Why is it called 1893?
Well, thank you, Tiffany. I think you can. The picture is not. There you are. Why? Well, you heard a lot about different restaurant, and when we made this concept, me and my colleague Øystein Nielsen, the culinary director, when we sat together and went through every single restaurant, we had to think different as well. I had to think different as well when it comes to the bar. The name comes from the early days when we started. Hurtigruten started in 1893. There was a captain named Richard that founded Hurtigruten, and I had to kind of give something that we hold very dear to us as a name that actually bring along with the legacy, and that's why it's called 1893. The concept here is quite well easy. but still sometimes, like I spoke a bit before, we look at Norway, and we look at the ingredients that we do have in Norway. All the bartenders here, they mix handcrafted cocktail, which there are different ones with a story back to from every single cocktail, and all the ingredients and everything that is in the glass is from Norway, and you don't find that cocktail anywhere else, because it's made from those bartenders from this place, and is coming to the guest with a story, with a connection to what we do, with a feeling, etc. As you saw a bit of the slices, we are working uh, quite strongly as well in the drink side to bring most of the Norwegian drinks on board. And today we do have 60% of the products that we do have in our menu. They are from Norway. Of course, it's a bit more difficult with uh, with the drink, because the wine Norway is not yet a wine country, but we are dedicated, and our goal is on 2 or 3 years to go up to 70% max we can give. Here's a map to indicate a bit where we get our products from. All the suppliers in the left side, you have the beer suppliers. Into the right side, you do have the other suppliers around the country, around the coast, and of course some of them inside as well. If you can move it to the next slide, please. Here is some of the beer supplies. For example, we do have 6 of them, starting from Svalbard with Svalbard Brewery, Mack, Lufut Pils, Budin in Buda, Keen, and Sju 7 Mountains. With the three of these companies, we are actually combining and doing our own brands, as you see in the picture. Budin, iconic in the right side. This brand was made personally for this ship, and now it's actually, because it's been a success and people love it, we have it to the whole fleet, and it's made from Mack in 69 degrees north. And as you see under, soon we're gonna have Schisten Pilsner. This is a special Pilsner made only for us, and it's made from Lufotpils Brewery, and that every single ship has their own story back to the label with the QR code that you can kind of take your phone, go in and read more about the ship. So every single ship is being represented in here. And here's some of the other brands, houses brands, as you see under, that we do have a special akevit made only for Trollfjord. You find it only in Trollfjord, and we do have a special gin and another akevit made from Lyngen Arctic Bifrost. And then we do, of course, have other products from different suppliers. I want to mention a bit about what is included, and on the a bit about in what is included into the guest, of course. I will say we do have 10 whites, 10 reds. We do have 2 rosés, 2 sparkling wines, 2 ciders, 4 dessert wine, altogether 30 items in the wine family included. You can choose from whatever you want to choose. There every single day in the menu. You can pick up and choose and drink as much as you want. We wanted to do something different. Been to a cruise before. It is all about house product, and that's all what is the inclusion, but we thought differently. We wanted to give our guests a different experience. We wanted them to think less and just pick and choose from the different products. We do have as well 18 different beers, only Norwegian beers, that are included into the journey, and you can drink as much as you want. 12 different spirits, from whiskey to liquors to bitters to no to vodka, for example, akevit, of course. 17 non-alcoholic different items like juices, soda, uh, non-alcoholic wine, etc., and 5 types of coffee. In total, I can see that there are 72 items that are included in your
Woo!
journey.
That's
72.
amazing.
And if you want to reach and want to kind of take your sailing with us to a different level, you can buy the handcrafted signature cocktail package, which cost only 345 kroners on board, and uh, that it's around if I'm not wrong now, 32 US dollars, and that means that you can have all of those cocktails that our bartenders are making from 18 after dinner 18 p.m. to the bar is closed, as much as you want. That is 345 per day per person.
Awesome, Tani. And I just want to clarify that I know most cruise lines, you have to buy the package for the entire cruise. If it's a 10-day cruise, you're paying 10 days, whether you're drinking or not. But with us, if there's maybe a down day or a day that you're going to maybe not spend as much time in port, you're going to be on board a little bit more and you want to experiment with these amazing handcrafted cocktails, you can just do it for one day and try out these different cocktails for $30, $32. I mean, these drinks are normally 15, 20 bucks each. So, Tani, do you mind just describing one or two of these drinks? They're so beautiful and magical, and talk about the storytelling as well. The bartenders don't just make the drink and give it to you. It's a whole experience on board with the drinks as well.
Well, in the left side with the bar 1893 bar, there you have Norgerone, for example. That is one of our classics turned around because, as I said before, we are really trying to give our guests the best that they can get. And we are using akvavit instead of using uh, um, spirits that are this drink is made. And then of course into the um, right side of you do have the cocktail with a smoke in it. Our bartenders are infusing different spirits, and that cocktail is called appelslang. Appelslang is in Norwegian is a word that when you are a kid and your neighbor has a beautiful apple there, you kind of you kind of take one without asking, and it's called. They have a sweet word here in Norway, which is called appelslang. Let's go and take some apples from the neighbor, maybe. And our
Awesome.
bartenders are making that cocktail with apple liquor, for example, and Hardanger, which comes from Hardanger. We cross by very close to this place. Of course, after apple, fresh lime, and Norwegian vodka. The story indicates again, like I said, it kind of brings the Norwegian culture into the drink, and that kind of goes back um, to the when you were a kid and you kind of took an apple without the permission. That's something actually pretty sweet here in
It's
Norway. I'm
special. Yeah.
special, very special. I've been living in Norway myself. I'm not Norwegian for 17 years, and that is something that actually really I find it very special. And
That's
there's a lot of more cocktails to try. Uh, if I'm not wrong now, there is 11, 12 signature cocktails
wow.
that you don't find anywhere else. And the
No, you don't.
bartenders, they kind of change them every 6 months sometimes. It's just to come on board and try them.
Yes, absolutely. If you like handcrafted cocktails, you will be blown away by the recipes, these cocktails that they have hand created and with local Norwegian ingredients. So yes, we have a very generous all-inclusive drink package. Even our upgraded cocktail package is generous as well. Just to note that this is only for signature voyages though on the Trollfjord. So let's move on to how we bring the culinary experience to life outside of the restaurants and bars. So Rita, can you tell us about some of the culinary demonstrations and the food tastings that we have throughout the ship during the voyage?
Yeah, so you won't get hungry or bored. We have some food demonstration up on our top deck often, and we have a lots of these demonstrations during the cruise. So here you can see we have mussels with white wine that we are making out here on deck, and that is something that we do on some occasions. Maybe there are some more pictures. So yeah, this is Lars Erik, one of our executive head chef, who's serving the guests mussels on board with a cowboy hat. Maybe some more pictures. And here we have a salmon, and we often say even dry aged salmon. So it's not like a sashimi fresh. We keep it in a dry cabinet with a controlled temperature, and so it some of the water in the fish evaporates, and it tastes even more salmon than you tasted salmon before. So it's a extra salmon taste, and we even serve stockfish with this dried fish that is. You fish the house is in Norwegian culture. You will make a bacalao of that. Well, that fish you can wrap it up with a hammer, and we do demonstrations from that. Maybe more pictures.
Awesome. Those are the only pictures for the culinary demonstrations, but
Oh
we're going to
yeah.
move on to behind the scenes. I know our guests love to know the secrets and the dynamics of what's happening behind the scenes. I don't know if you get The Bear in Norway, but The Bear is a very popular TV series right now. Just got a record-breaking nominations for Emmys, and it's all about the galley and running a restaurant, and it looks super stressful and chaotic. So, but they look happy here. So tell us what it's like on board in the galley.
Oh, well, you can believe all the stories from the bear. They're all true. It's really exciting. So we have more than 20 chefs on board the ships, and they are serving on a fortnight trip when the boat is full, and most of the time it is. We serve up to 40,000 meals for a fortnight. It's just amazing, the volume. And we even do it a la carte. It's just crazy. But it works like magic. And we are dependent on really, really good chefs. So we have apprentices, a lot of apprentices, and when the apprentices are done and they get the certificates as a chef, we just hire them all the way. And we are really happy that Hurtigruten is really popular for chefs. Chefs really enjoy working at Hurtigruten because they get to work with everything, with gourmet food, the best products, lots of guests all the time. So it's really we have one executive head chef, and not as the captain said on our executed or executed head chef, but we have an executive head chef, and we have 5 head chef underneath the executive head chef, and lots of chefs there. And the environment behind in the kitchen, and especially on the boat, because it's such a close environment, is just amazing. The volume is amazing. 40,000 meals, tons of fish and meat during the months. So it's always a great tempo. The kitchen never sleeps. There's always chefs preparing food. Even during the nighttime, we have night chefs who's making bread and preparing for the breakfast and so on. But it is to be a chef it's one of the toughest. Yeah, it absolutely, it is the toughest job you can have in any restaurant, in any hotel, in any place you are. It's really a tough job, with the heat and everything. But working as a chef on Hurtigruten, it's a really great job. Here's some pictures from me. I'm at it's two pictures there from Svalbard. You can see it looks like it's full winter. I'm there at the summertime. The next picture, I'm also at Svalbard at the same place, but that summer not so much more. And when you see the sign up in the left corner, it said polar bear danger. So I'm actually standing and watching for ice bears there, protecting the tourists, looking just in case. It isn't a safe environment. But when you are on Svalbard, wherever you are on the lookout for bears. So I have seen all of Norway. I've seen fjords, mountains, sea. I'm used to it, so I don't get too impressed by that. But when I saw Svalbard the first time, I was just blown away. This place is just special. It was just amazing. So I just loved my time at Svalbard in particular. But it's the curious thing about when you're traveling with Hurtigruten, the ship isn't that big, we take about 500 guests, so we get to know all the guests. So the staff really get to know our guests. It gets intimate. They get to know each other. And here's a picture of how we treat the staff. It's a sunny day here. We are sitting outside having a barbecue, and there is our captain and our executive head chef, Eindride Lauritzen, and they are the guests are on the boat now as well, but we are now serving on the top deck a barbecue just for the staff, and we like to do those things too because it's special. We work inside all day. I just go on site, enjoy the scenery, the nature, and everything, and make the captain flip you a burger. You can't beat it. This is a tradition at Hurtigruten. Oh yeah, that was cool, I can tell you. That picture is taking, that film is taking the 23rd of December. It was a special tour. I was away from my family. I was working at Hurtigruten, but I have to say, yeah, of course, I miss my family a little bit. But when you are away, you have your family on board the ship, so it was really cozy during the Christmas, and it was freezing cold at night, and that is part of the tradition. When you cross the Arctic Circle, you need to get baptized when you work at Hurtigruten. So when I started working, they was going to baptize me, and I said, "Hello, I have crossed the Arctic circles like 100 times. You don't need to baptize me." But it was such a special night, the 23rd of December. It was freezing cold. The atmosphere with the guests, we were all together celebrating Christmas, the guests and all the employees. So I just racked up my hand. You haven't baptized me, and it was part of the entertainment. And so I'm truly an employee now, and I must baptize because everyone who works at Hurtigruten has to go through that procedure.
And we can tell that you have Norwegian blood. You did not even flinch at all. I wouldn't even be standing out there. I'm like Southern California blood I got here, so there's no way. So hats off to you. I'll thank you for sharing all of those incredible stories and behind the scenes. We're almost finished here. I just do want to take a quick minute to give a nod to our crew and staff and shoreside ships and on board. The recognition that they deserve because of all the awards that they have earned. So even our bar manager in the 1893 bar on board the Trollfjord, he competed in an aperitivo challenge and he won top 3 at the Norwegian final, creating a cocktail that we are now serving on board. We made Condé Nast the gold list for this year, the best cruise ships in the world. We were one of 12 that were selected, along with Ritz-Carlton and Regent and Seabourn and Silver Sea. I mean, such an honor. And another great honor was Food and Wine Global Tastemakers being named one of the top 10 cruises for food and drinks, along with Silver Sea, Crystal, and Oceana. So we're playing with the big guys there. And then our beautiful dining, our special Arctic fine dining roast was also recognized as best fine dining. That won the title for small ship best fine dining from Cruise Ship Interiors. So we're super proud of that. But really, what means the most is the feedback from our guest. And I pulled this from online, so you can you can do your fact checking if you want. I'm not making this up, but we had someone on board. They said, no kidding, they've done 69 cruises on Silver Sea, Explora, and Roast is the best restaurant at sea. Faultless, perfect. It's like eating in a Michelin star restaurant. And we've got the food, the best we've ever had on a cruise line. It's some of the best food we've ever eaten on a cruise ship, and that's a huge statement, as we've spent over 700 nights on cruise ships, over 87 cruises on 26 different cruise lines. The food is fresh, locally sourced. The chefs are very creative with the ingredients and the plating, perfectly paired with wines from around the world. We took an offer to upgrade to a suite. We were not disappointed. We definitely recommend that you enjoy an evening meal or even an afternoon tea and roast. It is well worth the treat. Post some of our amazing dishes and absolutely sensational dining last night at the roast dining room on the Trollfjord. Our sommelier Richard was superb, sharing his knowledge about the accompanying wines he chose, and the chefs were outstanding. Basically, I just wanted to hug the chefs. Amazing. And I know we get constant feedback every single cruise for how incredible roast is and the entire culinary experience on board. Well, we're just almost at the top of the hour. I know Lynn has been behind the scenes busily answering all of your questions, but Lynn, if you want to come on and just maybe let us know if there are any common questions that we can answer that a lot of people have asked. Maybe everyone would like to hear those answers.
Yes. Well, first things I wanted to call out Charlene Howe, who has sailed with us. She said the pictures show such exquisite presentation of food. Eindride, you are creating culinary magic. We also have Elise Williams tuning in. She has sailed with us. She said she has tried every one of these drinks and all the dishes shown. They are indescribable. And she said, truth. And thank you so much for all the information. We did have a question about rust. And again, they wanted to know what the upcharge was. So without alcohol, 400 Norwegian kroner, or around $40 US, or with wine pairing, it will be 695 kroner.
Now, just imagine trying to go to a Michelin star restaurant here in the States or Canada or anywhere. You're paying $300, $400 per person easy. So that is a steal.
Yes. And then this one would be for Tony. So I think it's just important to once again stress that today's webinar did focus on our signature offerings. That means North Cape line, Svalbard line, but we did have a question about the drink package on original. And Tony, correct me if I'm wrong. Last I checked, we have a wine package we can sell on original, but we do not have the same daily spirits cocktail package as we have on signature. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have 3 wine package in the original, to different house package, superior and top special one, but we don't have the same inclusion that we do have here in Trollfjord.
Okay. And then the other thing that I did answer in chat, but I do think it's important to call out, there was a question how we handle special diets, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegetarian, vegan, to which I responded that all of the food is clearly marked gluten-free. Communicate that at the time of booking, but also seek out the restaurant manager when you're on board. Just drive it home. But we can accommodate a wide variety of dietary restrictions on board. Tony, is there anything that you wanted to add in addition to that?
Well, information is key. Just give us the information required, then we will make it happen. Eindride and his team, they will be happy to please you as much as they will please the other guests.
Yep, that tracks. But aside from that, just a lot of I'm hungry's. This looks delicious. The pictures are fantastic. So that actually, can I just tell one tiny little story? And I know we're over, but about these chefs taking pride in their craft. They're in Ørland. There is Carl Martin or / Kalle. He is in his second year or so, and I had made a comment that I wasn't a big fan of corn, and he came up to me and he said, "Lynn, would you try my corn?" And he was just peeking around, and it was one of the highlights of my personal experience back in May, because you can just see this next generation of chefs just up and coming, just really, it just means the world to them when they do provide you with a good culinary journey. And it was good. So I'm a convert now, but I just wanted to give a little shout out to Kalle. He was fantastic. But that's all the questions I had.
Thank you, Lynn. Rita, Tani, any final thoughts? Anything else that you wanted to share with our guest?
I just have to say, you have to try and come and visit us. And we love the guests from America and Canada. It's our favorite guest, and that's the truth. And it's a 50% chance that I'll be on board when if you come to Trollfjord. And please let me know if you come on board. We like to give you a special treatment if you can. We really hope that you will visit us. You are most welcome.
Thank you, Tiffany, for the opportunity again. I just wanted to add one thing. You talked a lot about our staff. Rita spoke about the pictures. Of course, those hands are very important to us. I can just say that there are 437 hours per day, work hours to make possible what you guys saw in the drinks, in the food, in the galley. Even though Rita then smiles all the time to make every single guest happy. Even though I work with this concept, right now I'm thirsty and I'm hungry as well. So thank you again for the opportunity, and welcome to us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much calling in from Norway, past your dinner time and cutting into your evening. So thank you for spending the time with us. Thank you to our guests joining. If you are inspired and hungry, please book your next cruise with Hurtigruten. Reach out to your favorite travel advisor and they will be more than happy to get you booked. And if you want any more information about our products, we are going to send you some other video recordings for you to learn even more. But thank you so much. I'm off to go eat lunch now. Have a good one. Thank you.